Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to be building up my NS Snab trail bike. Should be good. Earlier on in the day I pulled the frame apart and I serviced the bearings, and I also pulled apart my free hub and serviced it. Anyway, while the frame's apart I'm going to re-tap this hole where the derailleur hanger mounts to the frame. Alright, so it goes in well now. The only thing is at the start the threads are still bad, and because the bolt's so short and once you put this in there's barely any room for it to grab on. So what I'm going to do is drill out this hanger a bit. Alright, that's it. So now I'm going to start putting the frame back together. Everything's torqued down, there's no play in it, it's on fleek. So now I'm going to install the Hope bottom bracket. Dang, what the fuck? So I've been trying to work out why I couldn't get this to work, and finally I did a bit of research. These are GXP cranks, and I just found out you need a special adapter to use this Hope bottom bracket with the GXP cranks. Alright, so I just finished cleaning up the old bottom bracket. It runs really smooth now, so I'm just going to reinstall it again. And now tighten this one up. So I finally got the bottom bracket and crank sorted out. Now I'm going to install the pedals. Bit of grease on the threads. So now that I know everything fits well, I'm going to take it apart because I need to put my chain guide on. Alright, so I've got my new 1UP Components chain guide here and bash guide. See if I can work it out. So here's the main piece. It also comes with like some coloured pieces if you want to swap them out or just have a spare one. I'm just going to keep mine all black, I reckon. So these look like different bash guard pieces. They have written on them what size tooth is the maximum. So the one that's on here is 34 tooth, this one is 36 tooth, and this one's 30 tooth. So since I've got a 32 tooth chain ring, this one will be good. And the mounting hardware, I'm not sure what this thing does yet, but yeah, I'll probably work it out. So my frame has a ISCG 05 mount, so it should be perfect for this. And yes, it is. So now I'm just going to add a little bit of thread locker. So there's no problems with the chain guide hitting the frame, so I won't be needing these spacers at the moment. So now I'm just going to slide this back through. So as you can see, the chain guide's not even over the chain ring, so I'm going to have to space that out. So I've added 3 shims in so far, and the chain ring's sitting right next to the chain guide, so I might have to add some spacers in between the frame and the chain guide. So that's with all 5 spacers in there. It's still not going to cut it. So what I'm going to do is take one out at a time. I feel like this would be the easiest way to do it, and slide the spacer just in between, just like that. And I'm going to do that to all three of them. That's how it is with the 5 spaces and the spaces in between the frame. So I decided to go with 3 shims, and that's looking pretty good to me. So that's running all smooth. Got the chain guide on, it's looking good. So now I'm going to install a headset. I'm going to pull a bearing out of there though, and just install the cups first. So now I'm just going to add some grease around here. Just put it in like that. That's all it is to it. So I've got the headset cups in the frame now. Looks so sick. Too bad I didn't have the orange bottom bracket in. Now I'm going to be putting my new tyres on. Alright, so now I'm going to install a crown race. Should be as easy as pushing it on. So now I'm going to put the fork up in there. I've got the bearing on already. Put this top piece on. Then the spacer. Now the head stem. And now what I'm going to do is tighten that up a tiny bit. And I'm going to put the front wheel on and back wheel. Alright, now I'm going to just put the bike down. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with that. So what I'm doing now is checking the bar height before I cut the steerer. At the moment it feels a little bit too high. So yeah, I could always run that spacer on top. Anyway, I'm going to scribe a mark in here. So I should be able to see that easily. Now I just got to take everything back apart. As you can see here, there's the line I scribed. So what I need to do is cut a little bit underneath that. I'll put a second line a few millimeters below the top line. Alright guys, I'm about to cut the steerer down. Got one of these saw guide things to help me guide the cut. So I'm just going to put this through, tighten it up. Yeah, I'm just going to start cutting now. There we go. There's the cut, it turned out alright. So now I'm going to hit the star nut in. I've got the tool here. You screw it into the star nut. This over it. Get in. And that's it. The star nut's in there. That looks so sick. So stoked on it. Next up I'm going to install brakes. They're going to be so sick. Now I'm going to install a new rotor. Needs to be adjusted and all that still, but I'm happy I got the right mounts. Next I'm going to install the cassette. I'm just going to give it a bit of a clean up first. Cleaned up the cassette. So I'm just going to pull the old gear cable out. I cut it off. Here's a piece I didn't put in and I changed my mind. I might add it in and I have to switch these around anyway. This piece is to do with the internal routing of the cables. I think it just helps to protect them. Alright, so I just finished switching the spacer above the stem, and I also installed that piece inside there again. So now what I'm going to do is install that inner cable through the old outer cable. So now that I have that pushed through, I'm going to pull out the old outer cable. Just like that. So now I'm just going to put the cable end thing on. So what I'm going to do is thread the inner cable through the outer cable. Try to feed it up through the frame. And here it is. I'm going to install a dropper post cable now. And that's going to be really hard to do because I've got nothing through the frame. I'm going to show you an easy way to thread a new cable through the frame. To thread the new cable through the frame, I'm going to be using an old inner cable, one of those gear cable ends, and also some dental floss. First of all, I'm going to cut the end cap in half. Next, I'm going to break off a bit of dental floss. Just a piece about this long. And now I'm going to try to thread this through the gear cable end. Just like that. And now I'm also going to thread the gear cable through the end cap. Just like this. And now I'm going to crimp it down, just to hold it together. You probably don't need to use one of these gear end cable things. You can probably do it other ways. You just need something to hold the two together and push it all the way down in there. This is where the cable comes out, and as you can imagine, it will be pretty hard to thread it through. So now I'm going to grab a vacuum cleaner and turn it on. And just hold it up against the frame here. See how that has... You see how it's got the cable there for me? Now I'm just going to pull that through. And as you can see, the inner cable's threaded through the frame now. Here's a 1-up components lever. Comes with a new gear cable. So I want to be using my blue cable. I'm going to just lay this black one out on the ground and cut the same length. That's how the cable goes, and then a little bolt just goes up in there and holds it in. Just finished hooking up the dropper post. Works good. Got my new one now. This is probably my least favourite job on bikes. Doing chains. So now I'm going to set the limit screws. As you can tell, I need to adjust it quite a lot because there's no tension on that cable, so the derailleur should be all the way down here, but the limit screw's stopping that. Oops. So I'm just going to adjust this. So I'm just going to bring it down, and that's looking a bit better. I'm pretty happy with how it's shifting at the moment. So the bike's finished now. I've been testing it out and everything seems to be good. bike's all finished, it's looking good. Time to go ride.